right, hello, welcome back. This is something new that we're doing now, just so because we saw some more things that we want to talk about, but we didn't want to just try to fit in the video, so we're just like, hey, you know what? Let's make this like the after hours segment from like our normal podcast, and this is just a bonus one in case
just a movie
people want to hear our movie reviews, because we did say in the podcast that we were going to do movie reviews, but then we kind of already had like an hour and 42 minutes into the video, so we're like, well, if we do a review, it's gonna be even longer, and we're trying to slowly build to where we only get it to at least an hour and a half, because I definitely feel like that's like the sweet spot. I feel like more people would tune in because it's an hour and a half. So we're trying this new. Let us know in the comments if this is what you like us doing, like our stuff where we do like our main topics. So that's pretty much the breakdown. It's gonna be our main topics, our normal like intro, quick rapid fire questions, main topic. And then that's going to be just the podcast. And then we're going to do like, or any extra segments, whatever it is, reviews, any other, any other ideas or any other stuff that comes up. We'll put that into one separate video. So you could just tune into the main podcast, or you could tune into both of them and get more content out of us. But yeah, this is our after hour segments where we pretty much are going to be talking about our movie reviews, because we watched
two different
movies. I watched the Minions and he watched Jackass. So yeah, let's just dive right into it. Let's not try to hold on anything. And yeah, we're just gonna get into, because I just saw Minions maybe like 2 days ago. So yeah, this is just gonna be our thoughts, our final review at the I think we'll do the review like out of 10 stars at the end of it. We'll just talk about like initially going into it. So yeah, I'll be me. I just recently saw Minions and Monsters, which was kind of exciting, because I think when I originally saw the trailer, I saw Cthulhu was gonna be in it. And I know it's not like the Cthulhu I thought was gonna be, but it's still like somewhat of a Cthulhu. So like I kind of want to watch it. I kind of like the Minions though, because I like Despicable Me, and so I've only seen one or two movies that are Minions. I think I have like 3-4 movies. I think.
Well, there's 3 Despicable Me's and 2 Minion movies, I think.
I think there's actually 4 Despicable Me's.
Really? Oh, shocking.
Yeah, I think the fourth one might have been the one with I think Trey Parker from South Park.
That I would know. I would not know.
But yeah, so this is their latest one. And yeah, how do I start it off? It was, I guess I could say it was good. It felt like a little slow. And it's kind of funny because you're kind of watching a movie with like there's music, like of course music and stuff, but because they have like a dialect, it kind of feels weird when you're watching the movie because there's like no dialogue.
You're like, it just sounds funny.
Yeah, it just sounds funny, but some words you can catch and stuff. So, and I think, yeah, so like the trailer looked intriguing enough. I had the cool Cthulhu and then the 2 other monsters that they showed, and it's a new movie, so figured why not go watch it. And we saw it at, where did I see it? I saw it at Regal. I really see movies at Regal, so I usually mostly see them at Cinemark now, because Cinemark's actually really nice.
You know what's funny? It's funny that you say that, because I actually saw Jackass at a Regal too.
Oh.
Normally I don't go. I went to the one in what is it? By the Barron Mall. That little old movie theater. That's
okay.
Right, so right there, kind of like in their downtown, if you will.
Yeah, because for me, whenever I go to movies, it's usually like an AMC, which is the normal one we usually go to, is like the Norwalk one. And then it's sometimes varies at the Cinepolis, because we saw Supergirl in Cinepolis.
I've seen quite a few movies there,
yeah. So
I just prefer Norwalk because I like the seats.
Yeah, I like the seats there. It's just like, I don't know, it's kind of just nice, because it's like old nostalgia, because that's the place I used to always go to watch movies like with my family and stuff. So it just has that like nostalgic feel, and
that lobby for some reason always brings back good memories.
Yeah, honestly, it's just a nice movie theater, because usually I'd go to Uptown as well, but like as I'm getting more used to like recliner seats,
it's a must.
It's a must now. I think they only have in like 1 or 2 like of their bigger movie theaters at the Uptown.
I've never experienced it. I've only the squeaky ass old chairs,
because I think they have like their main movie theater, and I think they have the recliners, but any of the other ones after that are like your normal chairs or whatever. So I've been kind of getting I want the princess treatment when I'm in a movie theater. So go to recliners.
If I'm paying,
and Norwalk has if I'm paying already $15-$20 for a ticket, I want some comfortable seats. But it's kind of funny when you think about it though. Like before, you had, if there was a movie at like 6:30, you had to be there 30 minutes to an hour, maybe. No, maybe not an hour, but maybe 30 to 45 minutes early to be able to get a seat because you have to find a seat. Now it's just kind of funny how like convenience and now because now you just pick your seats. So then you can kind of show up late when your seat's already available to you because you already purchased it. So I honestly, out of the things that have changed, I feel like I kind of like that change. I think I've been
not
more
having to fight over
change.
seats is great.
Not having to fight over seats and kind of just being like, hey, I got the tickets early enough. I was able to get the middle seats or the more right seats. So yeah, definitely a great time. But yeah, the movie was cool. It was like I think it was still before he even met. They even meet Gru. I think it was still like a prequel or whatever. So like them meeting him, and like it was kind of cool because they were kind of doing some like because it was based in Hollywood, and they were doing like a lot of movie like vibes to like old traditional movies and stuff. So it definitely kind of felt kind of cool using like seeing some of those old little things from movies and kind of seeing the transition to where movies used to be to where they are now.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that.
That's cool. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of like they have like a journey like because they introduced the minions and it's funny because it's like they came from like I think like Greece or Greek or something like that or in that area.
Okay.
And they end up coming across like a minotaur because they're like their whole shtick is they want to find the next big bad villain to like work with and stuff. So the first one they ever came across was like a cyclops, not a minotaur, a cyclops. Okay. And it goes bad or whatever. And there's like these two characters that they're kind of following. That one of them's like a big like drawing and stuff. So he's like so he's like a more creative and stuff. And like the other minions are just about working with whoever they team up with. Yeah. And so they kind of like diss him for having that like creative style and stuff. And yeah, but pretty much it's like supposed to be like the origin of him becoming like a big like director later in the movies and stuff. So like it goes bad and then they meet another like villain. I think it was like Dracula, and I think that goes back. No, it wasn't Dracula. It was like a wizard. Okay. And I guess that's when they first come across the Necronomicon, which is like a very Lovecraftian thing because it's an actual book, and it pretty much is a book that Lovecraft did that pretty much lets you conjure spirits and teaches you like spells and stuff. And apparently I heard like people's experiences are pretty like. Some interesting experiences what they had with that Necronomicon. It's like very much a real thing.
Well, the Evil Dead series had something like that
too. Necronomicon's very much in the Evil Dead.
That's more on the demonic side of things, though.
But I guess even like you could consider them demonic as well. So so that was kind of. So then they come across like the Necronomicon, and I guess they conjure like a spirit or whatever. And it kind of ends up killing the wizard or whatever.
I've seen it in the previews.
So they pretty much kill the guy that they were working with.
I've seen the previews. He's like, "Don't touch it." He's like, "I won't."
Yeah, so like the whole story is just like their journey to where they get to when they get into like Hollywood, and it's kind of funny because in the beginning scene they're going through like this cool like museum of like the history of like movies and stuff. So they have like displays and everything. It was kind of cool because it's like I think it's a Warner Brothers studio. I think. It was a studio.
I would assume it is because
the studio they were going through and everything, they were showing like some old stuff, and there was actually a hoverboard and Marty's hat. And I was like, "Oh, hey, that's cool." What's fun? And they had like ET and the distance, and it was cool because they were going through this museum. And I was like, "Why isn't that a real museum? I would love to go to that museum." Having like all those movie history things into a museum.
Maybe that's Universal Studios' way of testing the water.
Yeah, maybe it's like, hey, if people are interested, that would be really cool.
Because they have their own ride there, right? If I'm not mistaken.
The Minions? I don't think so.
They think so. I don't think Isn't there a Gru side where they have like the ride?
I think that might be. I think that might be the Florida one because the Florida one's just better in every way.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, it's kind of funny. They're going through that, and it's like they show George Lucas. And it's like you think it's a statue, but it's like George Lucas trapped in a tube. And he's like, "Can I leave now?" And it's like, "No, you're still like we're still going through the museum and stuff." And then he's like, "Oh, but I've been in here for like hours and stuff." So kind of like that. And then that's when they get into like the history about like the two biggest directors of the time. Then they introduce the Minions. Then back to like their journey, and pretty much they find this new guy, and it's like a Midwestern like style thing, and they're following him because they're like, "Oh, bad guy" or whatever. And then the whole time, this whole time, I'm thinking that's happening in real time, that they're like that's happening. And then, sure enough, when they get to the ending point, it was actually them ruining a movie that was getting directed there. And so the guy that was running away from the minions was not frightened because of the script. He was frightened because he didn't know what the hell these things were that were chasing him, trying to like catch him or whatever. So yeah, cool little things here and there. It was, yeah, again, I feel like the very beginning was very slow, but it was kind of just trying to set up the story. And I think like the part where they introduced like the monsters and stuff wasn't until like the very middle of the movie.
Really?
And I feel like once that happened, when they introduced like Cthulhu, which his name's not Cthulhu, his name's Goomy. That's his name in the movie. And then they introduced the two other monsters, and it kind of ends up being more exciting after that. I was like, why wasn't this like just a thing from the get-go? Like, it felt like it was so slow. Like, I could have used all this stuff in the beginning.
Did the monsters come from the Necronomicon?
No, so the only one they got was the Goomy, which was the Cthulhu from the Necronomicon. They summoned them, and then the two monsters they found, I think they went to like some like place or something like that. It's like ice or whatever, and they're like creatures in ice, so that pretty much Cthulhu, they're frozen, and Goomies like sets them free and stuff. And he's trying to like help out his like the minions because they're trying to direct a movie, and it's kind of interesting. I think the one thing I did like the contrast because they ended up becoming like successful because it was during the time that they only had silent films, so they never had to like hear their dialect or hear them talk and stuff. And so they were super successful. They were making tons of money. They had like a mansion and all that stuff. And then the transition is when they switched to like sound, and they're like, this is a new thing that we're adding to movies. Sound. They're like, sound? What the heck? And I was like, when I think about it, I was like, that must have been a trip like back in the day with like old movies.
Right.
Like being like, what? We can put sound into our movies now? It's not just silent anymore?
Yeah. Well, can you imagine when they made the switch from black and white to color? I'm sure that was probably like...
So it's kind of cool seeing that transition because then they do a scene and he has to act now, and they're trying to have his lines and everything, but he doesn't talk regular English. So they're like, why isn't he saying this, like what's on the script or anything like that or whatever? And they kind of ruined it. And then the people that are funding these movies are like, let's get him out of here. And they easily fire him. So it's just like kind of an interesting contrast because it's like you can bring them so much money, but then you mess up that one time that just wasn't in their vision, and it's just like next day you're nothing. And like they had to like, I think the house that they were staying at ended up having to get sold and everything.
Damn.
Like they lost everything. It's like that's great. It's kind of interesting to see that like contrast of like that's a real life thing. Like you could be the top shot, but then you have one bad thing, or you have just not the best acting or whatever it is, and it's just like you're nothing now, nothing in Hollywood.
Later.
And so it was definitely fun. They introduced like there was like a robot, which was I forget his name, that they ended up teaming up with, and he's like kind of like funny. I think he might have been the one that was played by Trey Parker.
Okay.
And yeah, just seeing the Contra, the monsters, it started getting more exciting because Gumi's trying to help him get like to make a good movie with like monsters, because like he has an idea. It's like, I want to do a monsters versus minions type of thing, and Gumi's like, I can help you with that. Gets him the monsters, and then of course Gumi, being who he is, he's like, he has ulterior motives. And it's like, we're gonna end the world type of thing, but we're gonna keep it on a down low, and I would pretend to be like his friend, so then he could summon Irene, which is like another like monster from the Necronomicon, to like destroy the whole world. And the robot that they introduced in there is kind of cool. He's kind of funny. And then like in the end, I think they're taking over, and then he runs away, and you're just like, oh, he was just a coward the whole time. He wasn't like as cool as the minions thought he was. And then sure enough, he goes back to his apartment, and you don't get to see anything. And then later in the scene, he has like all the minions and like little like battleships, and like literally killing the monster and stuff. So I was like, it was cool. Like there was a lot of action towards the end. I was like, I wish I could have gotten this in the beginning of the movie. Yeah. I would have enjoyed that a lot more, because even my girlfriend that went too, I think she was already a little tired too. And usually she'll try to stay up most of the time for like the movies, of course, when we're watching a movie. And like I was like kind of feeling it too, because like she kind of fell asleep on some parts, and I also in the beginning of the movie I was like, I'll close my eyes because like, your colors are comfortable, and this just feels, it's funny, but it just, there's something missing. And then you get to the middle, and it's just like, okay, this is what I wanted, I stayed up for the whole thing, and it was exciting to see that whole like final battle and seeing the minions and stuff. So and yeah, so it kind of it fell flat for me, unfortunately. I think I gave it like a 7 at the end of it because it didn't get exciting till the middle, and I was just like, I feel like they should have kept that same energy in the beginning as well. And so but it was cool to see it. At least I could say that I saw it. I still enjoyed the animation. It's always great. The Illumination, I think they do a great job with their animation. They're the ones that are responsible for like the Super Mario Galaxy movie, for both Mario movies. So yeah, it's definitely still like fun to watch, but I feel like if anyone's not really into it, I would just say wait till it comes to
like just
wait till it comes to a streaming service to watch it. I don't think it's like too worth it unless you have kids. I feel like if you're taking your kids are gonna love it because I feel like that's like their biggest the biggest selling point for their selling point or their target audience is kids because kids are gonna watch that even if it was slow in the beginning. Kids are gonna enjoy it from beginning to end. So if you have kids, I would say go to the theater. It's a cool experience. But if you're going by yourself, just watch it to see what it's about. I would say just wait till it comes to
save money.
a subscription and save some money.
Okay, not bad. So
but I still enjoyed it. It just I can't really say too much about like the voice acting because it was just kind of like the normal Minion talking. But it was kind of cool seeing like one of the guys that was like with them, I guess, that was helping them like starting their directing debut was kind of like very like invested in them, and when they got fired, he was like very like hey, like I'm here for you, like he wasn't trying to be negative. Like the other two that were funny and were like, get the hell out of here. Like, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't work. And he was actually sad. He was disappointed. And then when the main character that wants to like start creating movies based on like his art and stuff, he doesn't really have any gear and stuff because he's like trying to start from the beginning. And he's like, hey, I have this like cool camera, and he gives him a filming camera to like be like, hey, I believe that your vision's good. You just need to like get the right scenes and get the right monster and all that stuff. And he's like, this was my grandfather's and it got passed down to me, and now I'm giving it to you because I was like, it was kind of like a sweet moment because I was like, oh, he really did care. Like you have those people that care, and it was definitely a cool little scene, like seeing that where you have those cutthroat people, but then you have like those super genuine people, and just overall, I think. Good, decent movie. 7. I wouldn't give it anything less. It wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't the worst movie.
Okay,
but yeah,
it's not bad.
I don't think you would enjoy
Probably
seeing
not.
it by yourself.
It used to be those movies used to be really funny, but now it's kind of like, dude, like
I liked all the Despicable Me movies.
I did too, and that's
except 4. I think 4 is the one I don't remember the most. But the first 3 were great.
I think franchises need to understand that like. Stop beating a dead horse sometimes. Like I get that.
Yeah.
I get that they made their money every time they drop one. That doesn't mean they have to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because at some point it loses lackluster.
Yeah, I think what I like about I still like 3 because I still like being part of that universe because it's kind of fun, especially seeing like Gru and like the girls and like his bond with them, and then of course when he ends up meeting the new girl and then he gets married with her and then they have a mother. And seeing that like transition from 1 to 4,
1 to 3.
I definitely love seeing like the progression from 1, 2, 3 to 4. Yeah, and they're all successful. So unfortunately, the way it is, it's like if it's super successful, they'll milk the crap out of those movies as much as they can.
Because this is like
perfect example of milking it, like Moana, super successful animated film. They're already trying to milk it with the live action, and that movie's not even that old, and they're already like, we need a live action for this movie. It's like, can't you come up with something new, like something new that is more exciting? No, we're just gonna remake an old live action movie that didn't,
and they're just hoping to cash in on it.
Yeah, and it's just like, so honestly, I feel like we need more original ideas.
Yeah, those are lacking.
Yeah, those are definitely lacking. Still fun to see all these different franchises and seeing, because you kind of do get entwined into like these universes, so you kind of want to stay in these like universes. But at some point, we need to come to a realization it's okay to let that journey end, and not have 10 Despicable Me movies at some point. But yeah, that was pretty much my thoughts. Pretty much pretty straightforward. Not too much to go off of. Just it wasn't bad. Could have been better.
Just okay.
But yeah.
Fair enough.
That's the thing. 2 different genres because you're gonna go from funny, wholesome, family-oriented type of movie to straight up, stunts, wildness, crazy.
Well, I mean, you want to talk about
The Crew.
You want to talk about a movie that's had over 7 movies done, because I think they have there's Jackass 1, and there's Jackass Unrated. There's
Uh-huh.
2, 2.5, 3, 3.5. Then there's 2 Bad Grandpa movies, and then Jackass Forever. And this would be like the 10th movie then.
Is Brett Grandpa its own movie or is it an actual Jackass movie?
It's its own movie, but like it's Johnny Knoxville.
Oh, okay.
But so this is like the 10th iteration. Like,
damn,
they're old as shit.
And they're still able to do all that crap.
barely, but you know what? I was entertained. Like, those movies never disappoint me. I grew up watching those movies even though I wasn't supposed to be watching them, but I still watched them nonetheless.
I've only seen a couple of the movies.
Yeah.
I forget which ones they were, but I think the one I did watch, I think that's what kind of put me off about it a little bit too much, because it feels like it's based off a lot of old pranks that they did in like previous things. And I was like, is there nothing new?
No,
that's what I want to know.
Yeah,
because you saw it. Do they have anything new that they bring to the table, or is it just reiterations of stuff that they've already done?
They do bring some new pranks to the table, and obviously, like, they kind of like reminisce in some of the old stuff that they've done. Like, they'll show like a newer, like, funny clip that they've done, and then like they'll kind of go to the past and show like their favorite like, you know, scenes that they've done. So every person gets to pick their own kind of favorite scene they get to include on top of seeing the new stuff, which is hilarious. It's never a dull moment watching those movies. I enjoy laughing. Like,
I think the ones I could say I safely see, I don't know which one it is, but it's like the one with the big old hand. It's like high five.
That's number 3.
Yeah, so I've seen that one, and I've seen the other one because I remember that one. I was like, oh, I remember that was like the one he's in the porta potty.
Oh, yeah, that's
I don't know which one that one is.
Number
is that
3.
Also 3? Okay, so then I've only seen 3 then.
3 and 3.5 are probably my favorite ones, just because they have like the most out of pocket stunts in there. So those are probably my 2 favorite ones. I would say, like, I enjoyed this movie. I didn't kind of, one thing I didn't like about it was that I wanted more of the newer stuff, because they have a new set of cast people that are part of it.
Isn't it? Didn't Bam?
Yeah.
Margera, rest in peace.
He's not dead. No, that's Ryan Dunn.
Oh, I know. Because I know one of the people from the Jackass crew ended up passing away.
It was Bam's best friend, Ryan Dunn. So
okay.
Ever since he passed away, he was never the same. Like, you know, he got into like addiction, like, you know, drugs, alcohol. He was never the same after that happened. And when they were going to include him in Jackass Forever, the one previous to this one, I guess like the agreement was that like he would stay like sober while they were like filming and stuff. But I think like COVID happened, so like the movie production stuff got shut down. So he was back at home, and I think he had a beer or something while they weren't filming, and because of that, they kind of shit canned him after that. They're like, "Oh, well, you broke the contract," and it's like, "Well, I'm at home because of COVID, and we're not filming, so like, what's the issue?"
Yeah.
And it was this big old ordeal between them. Like, he filed a lawsuit. I think he won or something like that, and then he got clean afterwards. Like, I think he's like full on sober now. He has a kid now.
Okay.
He's doing a lot better for himself, but he was in the film, but he wasn't in the film. Like, they used like archive footage of him, and they had like 1 or 2 scenes where they used that they filmed before they kicked him off in there. So like, he got a check, he got paid, but he wasn't really present for all like the newer stunts, basically. So it was kind of a bummer to see that, but he pretty much hates them and wants nothing to do with them. He's just like, I don't give a rip.
So which ones were your favorite stunts that they reiterated from previous ones? Like, were they better, or did they kind of just feel the same, just in a different format?
Oh, they don't recreate any old stunts. They just showcase the old clips from the old movies.
Okay. I thought it was like them redoing those.
No, they stunts. Everybody got to pick like their favorite scene from a movie, like previously done. So they incorporate the new clips that they filmed with like some older like reminiscing stuff, like, oh, like just throwing this in there. I'll say though, when the movie starts, though, they play a clip that they could not air on TV, and I was kind of like blown away. Like, no, it makes total sense why they couldn't show that like on the air, because it's one of those things, like, you know, they say like, oh, like, don't copy us or don't do what they do. Like, that's a total like what he did, what John Knoxville did, is like totally impersonable, and like somebody stupid would try it just because.
Okay. Which one was your?
Do you want me to tell you what the scene is? I don't mind telling you, because it's messed up, but it's not like.
Viewer discretion advised.
Yeah.
This is a little too traumatizing, whatever the stunt was, but just giving you a heads up.
Yeah, it was like early 2000, and they went into some canyon, whatever, Knoxville, and he was wearing like a bulletproof vest or whatever, and he wanted to test out like would a bulletproof vest really stop a bullet, or is it just like BS? So they go out. I don't know where they're at. They're in the mountains somewhere. So he's got the vest on. He's got like a little 38 special revolver, and his goal was to shoot himself basically. But like he's holding the gun like this way towards himself, but like you could tell he's like uncoordinated. He doesn't know what he's doing. So it's like he's doing this. He's fiddling with it. He's kind of pointing
that shot could go anywhere.
Yeah. So like he's trying to do it like this. And then like he fiddles with it, he points at the cameraman, and I'm just like, whoa, dude, like that's a no-go. Like you can't do that. Because he's like, well, why don't you shoot me? And he's like, I don't want to be responsible. He's like, I don't want to be responsible if anything happens to you. And eventually, like he figures it out and he pulls the trigger and he does shoot himself. And I was like, wow, like, and that's how the movie opens. It opens up with that. I'm like, that was raw. Like he could have died. I mean, like I know, like it's a bulletproof vest. Yeah. But it's like, hey, like. You know what I mean? Like that's like saying like an airbag is gonna save your life if you get in a car accident. It's like, oh, like
you're playing with fate right now.
Yeah, you're like but it's like you're trusting that that's gonna go off if you go in an accident. Like, what if it doesn't?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's a 50-50 shot. I get to take a round of the chest and it doesn't kill me.
Okay, that wasn't too bad.
No, but still though, like it's
intense.
Yeah,
the stupidity of the whole situation because they could have got it out of hand really quick.
And I understand why they couldn't air that on because originally that was like a skit that they filmed for the show before it became a movie, and I was like, oh yeah, that would have gotten you thrown off the air for sure.
Okay, so what were some of your favorite moments, like newer moments that they had, like or different stunts? Because I know they had, like you said, they had some newer stunts in this movie.
Oh yeah.
I remember the only one I know of because from the trailer was like the AI robot giving them a prostate exam.
That was funny. Yeah, he had a couple funny moments in that movie where, so like the robot itself is like an artificial intelligent robot, but there's a guy that's microphoning all like the words, so like they're giving the thing commands to do whatever it's supposed to do, but it's some dude in the microphone talking like mad shit basically. So that was pretty funny. What was one scene? There's this one scene where the dude poopies or whatever. They put like a shock collar around like his junk or whatever. So they try to make him walk like almost like a bouncing beam or whatever. And every time like he's like halfway through it, they hit him with the shock and he like slams and hits himself in the nuts. He does it like 3 different times, and I'm like, damn, like.
Getting shocked down there and then falling on a pole down there. Ooh.
So brutal, dude. I was like, oh my god.
I'd be KO'd for the rest of the day if I was in that situation.
Oh yeah. And then there was this other one where they were kind of like pretending to be like in an escape room. They kind of made it like Saw almost. So like they put like people in harm's way sort of in order to get to the next.
I think everyone that's in that movie has been put in harm's way, whether they like it or not.
I think the worst person that had it was the dude Aaron Mihihi. They put him in a chair or whatever, and they were like, if you don't line up these wires perfectly, like you're gonna shock him like on an electric chair or whatever. So like obviously they don't do it right, and he gets shocked. But it's like he full on gets like shock. It was. Like he gets so pissed off after they let him go. He was just like, "Fuck this!" And he literally runs and leaves set. Like, and they show him running off the parking lot down the street. I'm like, dude, he was pissed. But it was funny. They had some really good moments in there. I really wish that like Bam was there, but like, cause I feel like he's the really creative mind with some of that stuff. Like I know like Knoxville and them have their own like 2 cents, but I feel like since he kind of started doing those first when he was younger, and then like started with CKY and then like Jackass came along, then they kind of sort of included him with that. So I'm like, I kind of feel like they always ripped that off from him.
It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Though, like we're in this where we're at in like our age or whatever, and then knowing that we have a Jackass movie in 2026, you would have never. Because I think when they announced, I was like, "What, a Jackass movie in 2026? That's crazy."
Because they said in Jackass Forever it was going to be the last one, and I was like, "No, it's not." Because they made so much money on that one. Like, I'm like, really, you're gonna walk away from it?
This might not even be the last one that they just currently did.
Yeah, I don't think so, because they have a set of new people that are part of that cast. So I'm like, well, they could easily just sort of pass the torch, and just have like Knoxville be like the ringleader, like he always is. Maybe not participate in the stunts.
Yeah.
There was another scene where he actually takes a hit from a bull again, and it totally like screws him up. I'm just like, dude, you cannot me doing that, getting concussed at that age, and just like,
But yeah, but it is kind of cool to see like stuff. But then if it is the last one, it's kind of crazy. You're coming to like that full like realization. I'm old, and it's like an
yeah,
end of an era. Seems like, oh, we might not see any more Jackass movies after
yeah.
this.
You know what's crazy? I actually have like a box set of the
I think I
Jackass.
saw it.
Yeah,
I saw it earlier.
it's like it's 7 movies. It's got Jackass 1, Jackass Unrated, then it's 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and then it has the 2 Bad Grandpa movies. So that's 8.
Also, it almost has all of them except
Yeah.
for the 2 newer, like I guess newer ones.
Yeah, so it doesn't have like Jackass Forever and then this new one. So it's missing 2, but I'm assuming
that's cool.
I don't know if I would buy
someone's having a Jackass marathon.
I did actually. I did watch because after I watched, I was like, I want to watch the old stuff now to see how it compares. And I'm like, yeah, the old stuff was brutal.
Just like it still amazes me too, like there, like where we're at in our point of life, and then it's like seeing like South Park still existing.
Yeah,
and it's like if that ever comes to an, that's just gonna feel so weird because it's like,
Yeah.
oh wow, it's finally coming in, but look at how old I am now. Because that was back in like maybe even before high school.
way before we were in grade school.
Yeah,
because I remember like their seasons used to be like 20 or so episodes. Now it's like 6 episodes a season.
Yeah, they're super shorter.
But I like when they do give you those episodes. It's all like politically correct, like things that are going on or like day-to-day like issues. So they're keeping it very concurrent with like what's going on in the world.
That's what they've always done with their like, the previous episode, like with their previous seasons of South Park. It was always just like making fun of both sides.
Yeah.
In the current climate, whatever year it was, maybe 2012, whatever was happening during there, they had episodes that focused on that stuff.
I think like like if South Park is willing to include you in their topics because they think it's worth talking about, I think like that to me that's like the ultimate like flattering, like
even if they're making fun of me, or
like, you know what I mean,
just getting like blowing me up or whatever in the whatever they did. I was just like, it's an honor.
Yeah,
I was in a South Park episode. That's all I care about.
I'm relevant enough to be part of this. Like great, like gold on for that.
Yeah, so
I would say like I would give it like a 7.5.
Okay,
it's good. I would definitely. I'm gonna watch it like again when it comes out later on.
Does it feel more like a movie that was necessary, or does it feel like it was more just like it was just nostalgia bait?
Nostalgia, cash grab. That's what. Obviously, it's what it is.
But some movies, even though it's like an old thing that you grew up with stuff, but they can still make it still feel like, okay, this was needed.
Yeah.
But then I feel like in some situations, it's like I don't think I really needed this. Like it's not bad, but it's like. I think it's okay with. I would be okay without it.
Yes, that's kind of how I felt about it. Like we didn't need it, but like I still watched it and I still had a good time. And I think as long as like that's part of one of the movies, like I went because I wanted to laugh and have a good time, and I did.
Yeah,
I went with my mom too, so like
I didn't do the shout out, but I was like because they have this cool new tea that has become my favorite tea so far. I usually don't like tea, but shout out to my girlfriend actually getting she got them from Costco, and I've never tried these, and now they have become like my favorite thing to drink now. They're pretty good.
The new.
So yeah, because I didn't do a shout out to it because I was like I really enjoyed it, so I was like kind of.
No, it's crazy.
Do a cool little shout out saying like thank you for introducing me to this tea.
Thank you.
And maybe the channel, maybe the company that made this tea might see our channel and be like, hey, they're drinking our product.
Well, what's the brand?
I think it's called Try My Tea. That's what the brand's called.
Straight to the point.
Yeah, straight to the point. Yes, I'll try your tea. It was delicious.
No marketing scheme there. It's crazy that movie Jackass actually outperformed Supergirl at the box office. I
wouldn't doubt it.
Which is insane. I would have never thought like a Jackass movie would outperform a superhero movie.
Yeah, well, again, it comes down to the nostalgia. You have so many people from that generation that grew up with Jackass. And we're just like, I want to see a fun movie.
Yeah, there's no disappointments on there, dude. I tell you that. There's some pretty nasty stuff they show in there too. This is kind of funny.
Oh, okay.
We'll get into it, but like it's worth the watch.
Any other thoughts you have for your Jackass thoughts before we get to our closing?
Like I said, 7.5. I would recommend watching it. Like if you don't really want to waste some money, I would just wait for it to come out on digital.
Yeah, digital.
Yeah, or it won't come out on a streaming service. None of those movies ever have. So. You have to buy it.
I think so. I think the only time I've seen was maybe like a Paramount or maybe an Amazon.
Oh yeah,
because they are Jackass.
Well, Paramount would be the only place I would.
Yeah, so maybe they're on there. So maybe if you have a Paramount account or Paramount, maybe they'll be there. You want to watch those, or maybe you want to watch the old ones. I'm pretty sure they're all there.
Oh, yeah.
Don't quote me on that. Uh, what? Yeah, or also too, they're probably gonna get a physical. There you go, get a physical. Because then
I would get
again, if you do a physical, what they do now is they do the combination where you do a physical disc. You get like the two different versions, like a Blu-ray, 4K, and you get a digital code for like an extra, like maybe an extra $6-7. Just pay that.
It's funny when I
You're
bought
getting a
that
free code.
when I bought that box set off Amazon. I think it was like $35.
Mm.
And I'm like, damn, $35 for 8 movies? That's
pretty good.
That's a deal.
I think each one's like an hour and a half, probably.
Nah, some of them are like an hour 50. Two of them are like 2 hours. Oh. So like, I think the magic number is like hour 40.
It's kind of funny because it's like 4th of July is over, and just because I'm hearing it right now, we still have fireworks happening outside.
That is the neighborhood I live in.
That is wild to me. But yeah, I think nothing too crazy about our reviews. Like I don't really have much to add to like my movie. It was very basic, very simple. I feel like that would be the same for like Jackass. Yeah. Probably very something simple, nothing like
if you want a good laugh, go see it. That's basically what I'm telling you.
Because I feel like the one we had more in depth was like Obsession. I think there's like more depth with it, but these ones there's not really much to add to these. Yeah. They're just like, hey, you want a fun time, family oriented, or more mature type of thing, or something you grew up with, go watch Jackass.
It's for the boys.
Or if you have a family, go watch Minions. I would say still support these movies because they're fun. They're a good time. And I think that's the whole point of a movie theater is going wherever, going by yourself, going with the family, and just enjoying a movie, even if it's not like a big old director tied against it. Just go watch it, have fun, enjoying movies.
Like, at the end of the day, like you and I are both on the same page of it. Where like we could read critics about a movie being terrible and stuff, but like ultimately, I'll still go see it because I want to see it for myself.
Sometimes
I would say 80% of the time, I don't always agree with what the critics say about movies because they're critiquing it for certain reasons, but I, as the fan, may enjoy it better.
Yeah.
It would be like the Snyderverse. Like, a lot of people who are fans appreciate and love what he did, but according to, like, you know, like the movie producers, or not the producers, but like the people who are grading it, gave it a really low, like, oh, it wasn't that great. I'm like, well, it was more of a service for the fans than it was for you guys. Yeah. So, like, ultimately, like, I don't care what they think.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like I'm not sure, but sometimes there is, because like there's so many movies coming out. I kind of go off of reviews, and sometimes if they're like, yeah, it's okay movie, most of them I'm like, well, I don't want to end. Like, if it ends up being that way, I'm like, I don't want to spend because of how $20 on a movie, and then it actually being true based on the review. So it depends. On some movies, like I'll be like, I want to see it for myself to review. Like I guess perfect example is like Supergirl, because I was already hearing people say mixed reviews. Because I saw an earlier screening of it, I think, of Supergirl, and they're like, yeah, it's okay, hit and miss. But then for me, I wanted to be like, I want to see it for myself. But then there's like some other movies that I wish. Good thing it was on subscription, but like people were saying it was really bad. It was like Madam Web. And then I was like, that one I was just more like, maybe I'll watch it, but it was just because I was on subscription. And then when I watched it, I was like, oh, the critics were definitely correct.
I never saw it, so
don't.
Yeah. I won't. Yeah, I would say like the only time I would listen to anybody critique a movie would be like somebody who's like like a lot of people do it now, like the streamers, like Asmongold. I like watching his reviews on like movies or TV shows or games for that matter, because he's kind of like, he's basically like us, like he's just the average person with a platform and just kind of gives his 2 cents, and everybody listens to him.
Yeah. And
I watched his review about the whole Supergirl thing, and I was like, really? Like that? It's that bad? And then when we saw it, I was like, damn, he was spot on. So like I still saw it, even though like he said it was that bad, but I trusted what he said.
Yeah. And I guess it all depends on like what your sources are for critics, because there's some that might be like on point, and then you go see and you're like, okay, they were on point. Now I just wasted $20. But then it's some that's just like, I feel like are a little too harsh on movies. And then you go see it, it's like, that wasn't that bad. That was actually pretty good.
You could tell who's selling out of it based on what they tell you about the movie.
Or sometimes people that give bad reviews on it, it's just like, well, they didn't get paid enough to be able to give a good review, so that's why they're giving a bad review. So you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt with where you get your sources for like anything, for like reviews and stuff. Like some are spot on, some are like very. If there's enough money for it, I'll give it a good review. If there's not, I'm not gonna give it a good review. Yeah, so it all depends on where you go. Like, not saying that you shouldn't listen to there's no point in listening to critics, but some, like I said, some are spot on. But
Like
Some are not.
I think the idea of like Rotten Tomatoes, I think that's a good like gauging system as
I
well.
like that
Because it's got the critics reviews
Yeah.
and then it's got the fan
I do
reviews.
like that.
Normally when the fan reviews are higher than the critic reviews, the movie's good.
Yeah.
If it's kind of like in between, it's kind of like it is. It's usually it is a good movie.
I do like the Rotten. I feel like that's a one source that I can kind of put together of like which movie I'm gonna go and see, because I do like that they have this is the critics, but this was the audience reception. And sometimes the audience reception is way better because there's a certain standard that these critics are looking for, and if it doesn't meet those, it's a bad movie. So honestly, I give it to Rotten Tomatoes. I think I could. I like that source for finding which movies I should see, which movies I should probably.
It's funny how a platform like that is just like so relevant to like everything. Like, it's on a grading system where it's like, here's what the people think, and here's what the critics think.
Yeah, so I do like that balance of being able to see what from two different perspectives.
What the people feel.
Being able to see it from two different perspectives instead of just the one perspective that might be biased or might not even like those particular movies, but it's their job, so they review it anyways because it's like, well, I get paid for this, so I have to do it. So they don't put that much work or passion into their review.
And at the end of the day, it's us spending the money, so like giving a review on it, it's pretty. It's almost like we should, because you could either warn somebody or encourage somebody to go see a movie.
Yeah, definitely. That's
how I see it.
No, honestly, Silent Movies, and it's not ending with that anytime soon. We still have tons of movies coming out this summer, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy how many movies we have this summer.
I am so excited for it.
Because we still have upcoming movies. We still have The Odyssey, which is coming out. We still have Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Resident Evil.
The Resident Evil movie. But those are within it, because we have Clayface, but that's not until the end of the year. We're talking about like movies for the summer. Wasn't there something else that's coming out? Was it next week? I thought there was something else coming out. No.
Oh, the new Evil Dead movie's coming
out. Oh, yeah, the new Evil Dead movie. So,
Stoked.
It's definitely great to kind of have some... It kind of feels like summer again, because I feel like summer was always like you had your big hits. So I kind of like having that vibe of having things to watch during the summer. Dude. So
100%.
Definitely cool. But that's pretty much like our thoughts. Nothing else to add.
Our movie review.
Our quick little movie review. It's not gonna just be like this separate segment that's only gonna be reviews. It's just gonna be like extra topics that we might have not been able to cover in the amount of time that we had with a regular podcast. That we're just doing a separate episode.
Yeah.
So then it's just easier to manage, or maybe people. So then it might not be as
maybe you
grueling to be like, it's a 2.5 hour video. I don't know if I want to watch that.
Maybe you only want to hear a movie review.
Yeah, or maybe you want to just hear those cool little small segments that are not as stretched out as our regular podcast. So we're trying this out. It definitely feels kind of cool, because it kind of, I feel like if we were talking about the what we talked about and then went into movies, I feel like I would have been sitting here for like 2.5 hours. And like I kind of like taking that quick little break after having that heavy podcast, getting up, stretching, and then coming back with the full fresh breath air and being able to talk about just two main topics. Or
hopefully it works. I mean, I'm kind of hoping it works out, because then maybe we could just do 30-minute episodes and just like one topic for every 30 minutes. Just kind of.
So we'll see how this one goes first. Where we have the big podcast, and then we have like our special stuff. Like if we have any extra segments, we'll see how that goes. And if not, maybe we'll start trying to do that, where we just try doing it in 30 minutes. So each section. So it's going to be one full podcast, but it's just going to be separated into 30 minute episodes.
Which I think.
But I kind of like the whole hour and a half ones, because we'll like the longer stretch part, because we like to do like our intro, talk about how our week was, talk about what we're playing or into, and then having like our quick rapid fire questions, and then going into like our main topic. So we'll see. We're still we're still very early into our podcast. We're barely getting to episode 20. So we're still trying to test out different things, see what gets received better, what doesn't get received, because again, this is all a testing phase.
Who knows where we'll be at by episode 30?
Who knows how we're gonna have the format when we get to episode 30? It might be a completely different format, but I feel like that's what's cool about it, is that we're always trying to change it up just to see what hits and what doesn't, and take that as a learning curve for us. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let us know down in the comments.
We'll throw our links up there.
Yeah, we'll throw our links up here again. But let us know down in the comments below. Like, do you like having that main podcast and then these two little separate separate parts that are part of the same podcast, but in just like a
bonus,
like a bonus episode instead? So let us know. Out of these two movies, any ones that you're excited, or a movie that hasn't come out that you want to see yet?
What will you see? What will
Yeah,
you
what
see?
will you see? What won't you see? But yeah, we still like again, we have the Odyssey and Spider-Man, which are gonna be two big movies, and I really hope they're good.
Yeah.
I'm still like on the fence on both of them.
Same.
Like, of course, Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Like Christopher Nolan, I'm still like I enjoy his movies, but I'm still like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to be like, yes, Christopher Nolan doesn't miss, but he technically hasn't missed.
He hasn't disappointed me yet, so I will give him all the benefit.
Yeah, and then Spider-Man, I'm still like, because of the state of MCU, I'm still like very iffy, but it might end up proving to be like a really good movie.
I love Tom Holland, so
yeah, we love Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
He hasn't disappointed me yet.
Yeah, so, but yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. So, stay silent, stay lethal, and we'll catch you in episode 19. Just 2 more episodes away from 20. So, yes, exciting.